This is the wrong theme for me. I'm not a risk taker, not a thrill seeker. The craziest thing I ever did, I was a lifeguard when I was 21. That was crazy. I actually took the job so I could not do anything all summer long. I just wanted to like sit in the sun and read a book. And of course, they placed me at this gigantic Olympic-sized pool that was in the middle of this low-rent apartment complex in the middle of South Arlington. 50 latchkey kids that could kind of swim, not most of them. And so that was me. Like, I was babysitting all summer, making sure people didn't drown. And this one day, these 6 kids walk in, and they can't be like more than 14 years old. And 5 of them are dressed in chinos and flannel shirts in the middle of June, like just buttoned at the top. And the little fat kid in the front walks in and goes, hey Joe, you're a lifeguard, come here. You know who that is in the back? And he points to the one kid that's not in chinos and flannels because he's in full-on suit. And not just like any suit. He's got like on like a 3-piece fire engine red suit. Okay, he's got a big brim hat with a feather. He looks like he's like going to like a Langston Hughes poetry reading in Harlem in 1927. I don't know. Great look for a 15-year-old kid. And so the little fat kid goes, Joe, that's Antonio Rivas. I'm like, yeah, that means nothing to me. I don't know who that is. And he goes, well, you know who Manny Rivas is, right? And of course I knew who, everyone that was at that pool knew who Manny Rivas was. Manny Rivas, it was a well-known fact that he was like my age and he was a high-ranking member in this like badass Latino gang. And I mean, they're so bad, like I'm not even gonna say their name on stage because I don't wanna get shot. But like they were hardcore and they were like at war with some Vietnamese gang there. And there was like a stabbing at the multiplex in Arlington that fall, and like it was just instant folklore. Everyone knew it, but yeah, it was crazy. And so I guess this little guy in the back with the suit on is his little brother. So the little fat kid goes, so Joe, lifeguard, he don't pay to get in the pool. And I'm like, well, what are we gonna do without his $3? I mean, I don't want to work though. Okay, like that's not why I took this gig. So I'm like I'll tell you what, like. You see that list of rules over there on the board? You see it's, you know, no running on the deck, no eating on the deck, no diving in the shallow. I'll tell you what, you follow all those rules, and number 2, whatever you're into, and I don't care, I'm not judging, you can do whatever you want to do, but like whatever you do, keep it outside the pool, okay? You do that, I'll tell you what, all 6 of you guys can come in for free all summer long. What do I care, right? And so the little fat kid looks back at Antonio Rivas, and Antonio Rivas just nods. And the little fat kid goes, okay, lifeguard, you cool as shit, Joe. And I'm like, yeah, no cursing either. Got little kids around here, okay? Just mind your manners. So they go and they stake out their own little claim out in the back of the grassy area of the lounge. And I watched Antonio take off his suit, and he had a pair of bathing trunks underneath it. Oh, a little smooth GQ move. And so like, later on that afternoon, the little fat kid, his name is Ernesto, and he comes up to me and he goes, hey, lifeguard, yo, check it out. I was talking to Antonio Rivas. He says, you got a friend now, Joe. He's like, your life is about to change dramatically. And I'm like, so, how so? And he goes, how so? Okay, look, let's just say for innocence, check it out. Check it out. Like, let's say you got a little kid and he's running in the pool, right? And you blow your whistle and you're like, hey, bitch, don't run in the pool. But like, he don't listen, you know what I mean? So you tell me, I tell Antonio Rivas, ooh, he don't run in the pool anymore, you know what I mean? And I'm like, well, so you're saying if I need an enforcer to like go after a 6-year-old with floaties on, I call you. Oh. I told you, that's the stuff you leave outside the pool. That's what I don't want going on in here. And so like every evening from 6 to 8 was Adult Swim. That's when I finally get to kick all these punk-ass kids out and like relax for like 2 seconds. And this old man comes up to me that evening. He says, you know, I saw you talking to Ernesto. He's like, watch that kid. Like he's the bad one in that gang. And I'm like, dude, I'm okay. Like the little fat kid. I don't know how bad he is around some French fries, maybe. I don't know. And he goes, no. He said, you know about the stabbing at the multiplex? That was Ernesto. I'm like, there's no chance. No chance. And I really don't even give much thought to it for like another week until the following Saturday. I come in and Saturday's just jam-packed. It's like more, like imagine all of you guys, but you're all kids that can't swim. And it's all packed into one pool, and I'm like, what do you do? And I'm watching it, just trying to keep an eye on it. And I got them behind me, Ernesto and Antonio and the crew, they're behind me, like in their little grassy part of the lawn. And these two Vietnamese kids walk in. And I swear to God, you could feel the tension just spike. I mean, it was like palpable. And I turn around and I look, and Antonio and Ernesto and the crew, they're all standing up like, who are these dudes? And the two Vietnamese kids are like, who are these dudes? And I'm like, I gotta check the chlorine levels. I can't have you guys like. But luckily, the Vietnamese kids, they go in and take a seat like all the way on the other side of the grassy part of the lawn, which is like a good 1,000 feet in between them. So I'm feeling pretty good, right? So now I'm watching the pool again, keeping an eye on what's going on. Like this little kid's peeing in the pool. I know, I get it. Like he just stopped. And then all of a sudden, I hear a scream. No! And I look around, and from high up on the chair, I can see over this little group of kids that are all freaking out, like, oh shit. I look over, Ernesto and Antonio are just teeing off on this dude. Just bow, bow, kicking him, punching him. So I jump off the chair, I run over there, and I grab them, throw them off, and I pick this little kid up, and his face is, I mean, just beaten to a pulp. It was awful. And his other buddy grabs him and runs him out. And I turn around to Ernesto, and I'm like, dude, what was that? Like, what? I thought we had a deal, man. What happened there? That little fat kid, man, I'm telling you, the little cute kid, the eyes were gone. It was just this dead killer. Like, he looked back at me and he goes, mind your fucking business, lifeguard. Get back in the fucking chair. And I'm like, whoa. I have a fucking pool operating license. You can't speak to me. Who are you talking to, right? And I said, Ernesto, and I don't want to get mixed up. This is not the gig that I signed up for. I was like, Ernesto, you guys got to get your stuff and get out. I can't have this. And he goes, lifeguard, we ain't leaving the pool. You leave the pool. Fuck you. And I'm like, I hate being like a little rat bitch, but I was like, if you guys don't leave, I'm going to call the cops. And Ernesto looks back at Antonio Rivas. And Antonio Rivas nods. And Ernesto gets all pissed off and like bumps me on the way out. He's like, watch your back, lifeguard. And that's like pretty much exactly what I did for the next week. I'm like looking over my shoulder. I'm like praying for rain, hoping the pool would close. Just pathetic. And so they don't show up for like another week, right? The following Saturday is the 4th of July. Busiest day of the year. Imagine all of you oh, I already did that. Yeah. Jam-packed, right? All of a sudden, they walk in. We used to work in shifts, you know, and I'd work in the chair for 15 minutes, and I'd come down and work the front desk for 15 minutes. So they walk up, I'm at the front desk, and I'm wondering, like, all right, we're going to talk about this? Are you guys going to pay to get in? Is the deal off? I don't even know how this works. They walk right past me, and I'm like, oh, okay, well, I guess that's how it's going to go down. And so my shift comes up, and I get up on the chair, and I'm trying to watch the pool, and I'm trying to watch them, because I know they're right behind me, and I'm freaking out. All of a sudden, I hear a scream. No! My heart drops. And I look back, I think I'm about to get stabbed in the back. There's nobody there. There's no fight going, nothing's going on. I'm looking around. All of a sudden, I see Antonio Rivas. And he's drowning in the deep end of the pool. Yeah. And so I stand up, and I'm like, say I'm the man. Say it. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't do it. That would be fucked up. No, so I do like the entire like lifeguard thing, like the Karate Kid jump into the pool with my buoy, and I swim over and I grab him, and I'm like David Hasselhoff, and I get him over. I'm like doing that stroke where you like get him over to the side. And so I get him up on the pool deck, and as I'm climbing out of the pool, Ernesto is standing right above me. And the eyes of that dead-faced killer are gone, and they're filled with like tears. And he looks like this little scared kid again. And he quickly picks him up and helps him out, and they all run out all embarrassed, you know, and I'm sitting there. The rest of the day goes by, and at 6 o'clock, I kick all the kids out, and it's adult swim, and I go in the bathroom, and I'm wiping the sinks down. And I come out, and 6 of them are standing there at the pool waiting for me. And all of a sudden, I see Antonio whisper to one of them, and he goes over and he starts stacking chairs up. And he whispers to another one, and he goes over and grabs a skimmer, and he starts skimming the pool. Yeah. And then Ernesto comes over to me and goes, hey, lifeguard, because of your heroicism, We're going to take care of this for the rest of the summer. And that's how I took a risk, and I didn't have to do shit for the rest of the time. Thanks.